The pursuit, keep it moving. Can somebody just yell out, keep it moving? In hot pursuit. What kind of pursuit? Hot, hot, hot pursuit. Keep it moving. Maybe I'll stand. I don't normally ask you to do that. But Ruth, I'm excited about this message this morning because it leads into the workshop, which leads into a lifestyle. You know, we're always asking for permission. I've been asking for permission since I was a kid. Can I have this? Can I go there? Always in the mindset of somebody has to sanction what I want to be, what I want to do, and where I want to go. And it seems like some of us, as we've aged and matured, we're still asking for permission. But it's not enough to just ask for permission and receive permission. You have to be in pursuit. Hot pursuit. Not lukewarm pursuit, but hot pursuit. Can we say hot pursuit? Can we say I'm in pursuit of my purpose? And so I'm pointing in the right direction. Maybe repeat after me. I am aligned. I am anointed. I'm in pursuit. What God placed before me is greater than what's behind me. I release doubt. I reject delay. I resist defeat. And I respond with faith. I'm going to tell you something. We're at a crossover moment right now. Brett, Linda, Will, we're at a crossover moment. June 29th, 2025, last Sunday in June, 6 months getting ready to pass over. And there we were, 6 months ago, dividing the year up into 2 sections. And here we are on that 6-month expiration date. And the question is, how will our next 6 months be? I want you to prophesize with me that your 6 months coming will be better than the first 6 months. Will somebody claim that today? My next 6 months will be better than my first 6 months. Now look at somebody and say, I'm prophesizing this morning that my July will be better. My August will be better. My September will be better. My October will be better. My November will be better. My December will be better. And it's in that better that I'm going to become better, 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 better. And so it is. And so it shall be. You better look at somebody and tell them, I'm not looking behind. I'm looking forward to greater things. You may be seated. Now let me tell you what sparked this message. A couple weeks ago, I gave a message, and at the end of the service, a lady came up. And she said, Reverend Glenn, I don't know who I am anymore. That moment hit me deep. Because sometimes you don't lose your house. You don't lose your car. You don't lose your job. You don't lose your friends. You don't lose family. But somehow we lose ourselves. Anybody ever lost yourself? Raise your hand if you ever lost yourself. You felt lost. I'm in that boat with you. You lose direction. Can't find purpose. The passion doesn't seem present. And there we are. And it's almost like you know something better has to happen. That something better is supposed to happen for you. You ever been there before? Something's good has to happen. Something better has to happen for me. And so it's almost like, I don't know if you ever had a situation where somebody just picked a fight with you. You know, you say you got divorced and it was over. But have you ever been in that situation where somebody just picked the fight with you? I mean, you got up in the morning, you prayed, you meditated, and you decided that I'm going to affirm who I am in the spirit, and somebody just says something. And it's annoying. And they keep poking at you, and all of a sudden you seem like you're trying to pick a fight with me. And you try not to enter that state of mind where I'm in a fight situation, but they picking a fight with you. And so I'm asking you, have you ever experienced that moment when purpose picked the fight with your past? Huh? Have you ever experienced that? When your purpose, you know you're supposed to be doing something greater, something better, even something gooder. But your past picks a fight with your potential, with your future, with your goals, your ambitions, your desires. Have you ever experienced that? Where you got this inner turmoil going, and there's a fight going on. It's picking with you. And you know, I'm supposed to be doing something greater, experiencing greater things. It's a promise. And there you are, trying to decide, either I'm going to live in passivity, in the past shadows, or declare a pursuit towards healing, wholeness, love, peace, and prosperity. All the things that we want, the pursuit is on. Can we just say the pursuit is on? Not yet. Not yet. I got this BMW that was sitting in the driveway for 2 years. I got another car. You know how you say you're going to get a second car, you're going to drive both cars? But I ended up spending a lot of time in the new car. The seasons changed, and the BMW sat for 2 years. How many years? It sat for 2 years. Nothing was wrong with it. No mechanical problems. But it sat for 2 years. Right, Leah? She said, yeah, you waste up the driveway. It wasn't broken, but it wasn't moving. The battery died because of underuse. Can we say underuse? Has anybody ever been guilty of underuse? Underutilization? The tires began to crack from stagnation. Anybody ever felt stagnated? The engine got gunk in it because the oil and all the other fluids had just been setting in the lines and hadn't moved. What was the problem? Stagnation. Underuse. Lack of movement. There it is. I bought the car used, but knew it was $95,000. But because it hadn't been used or moved, it started losing its purpose. I was getting ready for this message. About 2 weeks ago, I knew where I wanted to go with this pursuit. Because I got kind of irritated with the idea of everybody asking for permission. When you get the permission, you don't take the permission. And that's most of us. The light was red and said stop. And then it turned yellow and it said proceed with caution. But then the green light came and we didn't go. And we didn't go fast enough. And so I knew it wasn't about permission any longer. It was about the pursuit. And we talked a little bit about it last week. The pursuit of what? Of happiness. And happiness means different things to every person in here. But it wasn't until we were at this unfortunate funeral of a young person. And I came out of the church, and there were some younger guys in the parking lot. One happened to be a former student of mine from 30 years ago. And he pulled me into this conversation of younger men, anywhere from 20 to 40 years of age. That's young to me now. But as they began to peel off and go their separate ways, one said, I didn't know you knew my friend. I said, yeah, he's in our family line. And he said, be strong. Be strong, brother. And this common terminology in those settings, right? Be strong. So I'm preparing for this message, and I'm reading the book of Joshua, because Joshua is what? Joshua's strong. But Joshua wasn't that strong, but Joshua had to become strong and courageous. And so I'm thinking about that funeral service, and at the same time, I stumbled into Joshua. And I get in the first chapter, and what do I notice right there? Be strong and courageous. So I started reading it, and it appears 4 times in one chapter. Now, when somebody tells me once, I'm pretty astute. I kind of get it. If you tell me twice, I kind of lock it in. If you tell me a 3rd time, it becomes annoying. It's I think you think I'm stupid. Is something wrong with me? Do I get offended easy? But then when you tell me a 4th time, I'm going to say, come on now. But it appears 4 times. Look at it. 1:6, be strong and be courageous. Joshua 1:7, have I not commanded, be strong and courageous. What does it say? The people say only be strong. Why so many times? Why so many times is God telling Joshua, be strong and courageous? Why so many times? He was listening. That's not the problem. He didn't have a hearing problem, didn't have a hearing aid, nothing. He was a warrior. He was a warrior. So tune into this. Why 4 times? Joshua was assigned to take the people into the promised land, right? You remember that, right? Moses led them so far, and then Joshua came on the scene. And he had the daunting task of taking doubters into the promised land. Anybody in here ever doubted the vision? Anybody in here doubted their faith? Anybody ever doubted their ability to cross over into something greater? So here we are in the scenario with Joshua. 4 times he's told, what? Be strong, be courageous. It's the psychology of pursuit. The psychology of pursuit. Anybody know what the psychology of pursuit is? It's confirmation. It's affirmation. It's repetition. Repetition is the mother of what? Skill. Repetition is the mother of skill. The skill of what? Remembering who I am and what I have. The psychology of pursuit is about an inner conversation that happens with us. God repeated the challenge, be strong, be courageous 4 times because he knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that Joshua would have to deal with fear. And there's a repetitive nature of fear. It reoccurs. That feeling of fear. Anybody know about that repetitive nature of fear? Can you just raise your hand? And it's all these books about stopping the fear, controlling the fear. But then we say, is that real? Is it real? Can I just stop fear in its track forever? We can't. Fear is this powerful feeling that keeps feeding us. It keeps on giving to us. Every time you feel strong, you feel weak. You go up, down. You're full with joy. And then you feel miserable. And so we're in this scenario where he knew Joshua was going to have to battle fear. And he kept telling him, always turn back and tell yourself, be strong, be courageous. Are you with me? Are you understanding this? So somebody shout, it ain't about time to panic. No, y'all didn't say that right. It ain't about time to panic. It's time to be in pursuit. Now here we are. The psychology of pursuit. So why do we need that? Because if we let fear get the best of us, what happens? You stop dreaming. You start doubting. You don't lose momentum, you lose yourself. So this is bigger than just losing momentum, because in this circle of doubt, confusion, all of a sudden, we began to lose ourselves. And so I want to offer you a rebuttal. Can I do that? What if I offer you a remedy this morning? What if I offer you an opportunity for a reawakening this morning? Would you take it? That's 3 for 1 right there. That's more than double for your trouble. So we're not in this battle to fight deterioration and deny the fact that we're not going into our promised land just yet. Pursuit is not just about moving our feet. It's about resetting our focus. Resetting our focus. So can we do that? Now, where are we going? We're going from passivity to what? Purpose. From passivity to purpose. So before you can step into the pursuit, you've got to confront the psychology of self that keeps on finding you in a passive state of mind, state of being, and lack of action. So you ready for it? In that passive mode, you find yourself waiting to be chosen, waiting to be healed, waiting to be approved, and waiting to be ready. Anybody ever found themselves waiting to be ready? Anybody ever find themselves waiting to be approved, waiting to be healed, waiting to be chosen? This is like going to a dance and you're sitting down, the song that you like comes on, and you know you want to dance. It's all in your body. And you're clapping your hands, you're tapping your feet, and you want to dance, but you're waiting for somebody to dance. What, ladies, tell me, get them fans out. I'm going to dance with myself. I'm going to get my fan out, start waving them. And sometimes we do have to dance with ourselves. And what's wrong with that? And that's what this is about. In total pursuit today. So we move away from being passive. Don't rock the boat. Don't leave anyone behind. Just get in, fit in, and be good just being in. Anybody ever felt like that's what you were doing? Just passively. And in that passivity, life passes us by. And we find ourselves watching the days go by. Remember that old song, Sitting? Watching the time? Y'all old as me. It's time to pursue. It's time to pursue. And when we say pursue, the question becomes, what are we pursuing? It sounds good to say I'm in pursuit, but what are we pursuing? Divine identity, the truth of who you are, purpose over performance. I'm not here to impress anyone, but I'm here to express my divine nature. Peace, not passivity. See, peace is not weak. Peace is purpose-driven. Truth over tradition. Freedom comes from a revelation, not repetition of what you heard before. Customs and traditions. A lot of us are so caught up in customs and traditions that we forget the truth. Because most of those customs and traditions were thrown on us on an early age, just thrown on us, and we took them as the gospel. But if you know better, you do better. And that's what this is all about, the pursuit. So we pursue our power, our peace, our purpose, our divine potential. Can you repeat that with me? We pursue our power, our peace, our purpose, our divine potential. Now, I hope you can make the workshop today. But I want to give you a little glimpse into what pursuit means. To actualize pursuit, prepare your mind, understand your why, release resistance, shift your story, unlock divine urgency, initiate aligned action, trust the process. Do you know what each one of those mean? Do you know what each one of those mean? That's why you got to come to the workshop. Because it's the pursuit that matters. Once you know you have permission, then it's all about the pursuit. That's all it's about. And I found myself in certain situations where I wasn't pursuing. I was in a passive stage of life, a passive state of mind. Anybody ever been there? where you're kind of like doing the same thing over and over again. It's just a different day. Wake up and do it again. What do they say? Rinse, wash, rinse, and repeat. 3 things that we want to remove ourselves from. Now it's time to pursue. So I ask you today, what do you want to pursue? If I gave you permission, what would you pursue? With all your heart, your mind, your soul, your body, your energy, your money, what would you pursue? Green light, go! What is it for you? What is that thing that you're willing to pursue? That's where we're at. We got 6 months. That's how we started. Making a commitment to I shall reveal, I shall demonstrate. In July, in August, in September, in October, in November, and in December, I will reveal and do better things, greater things, and it shall be mine. So I'm looking for a commitment that you come here every week, ready, willing, and able to declare the things that you want to pursue, and you become persistent in that pursuit. You know enough Bible scripture. I'm giving you a ton of affirmations, Brett. So now it's time to put it all together for 6 months. Can we commit to 6 months of your life of just pursuing what you want to do? I don't care what age, what stage, what the diagnosis, the prognosis is being. What about if we just say, this next 6 months, I declare them to be mine, to manage and to gain momentum, to manifest the desires of my heart. That's where we're going. And so there comes a time when you say, I'm ready, I'm willing, I'm able. Now, the activation moment comes. And how do we activate that pursuit mindset? How do we do it? Repeat after me. I pursue on purpose. I rise with reason. I walk in wisdom. And I never turn back. Can we all stand? If you take the dare this morning and come to the workshop, I guarantee you'll be challenged, but you'll be supported on learning how to activate your true pursuit. We were having a conversation. I was blessed yesterday, and Lyra was blessed that Adam Harris and Shanice Harris made us the first home that they brought their baby to. 3 weeks old. And we're just talking at the table. And Adam was talking about how that little baby has changed his life. And he said, Dad, you talk about pursuit. I got to pursue better things now because this thing is bigger than me. And that's what I came to realize so many years ago. And I was trying to climb that proverbial ladder of success. in my career, become wealthy, and all those things. And don't get me wrong, I love money. And if you got some extra money you want to give me that's bothering you, feel free to unload it on me, Dave. I'll take it. If you're following the ideology as money is the root of all evil, well, let me be rooted. But what I realized is that it wasn't the achievements that I was in pursuit. It wasn't the money just to be rich. It was the money to be able to afford. The imagination that I had. And my imagination has always been about being able to help people. And in the process of helping people, I help myself grow. Because when I help people, you discover that there's a person in need. And if there's a person in need, that's where I want to be. And so I look back from that conversation with Adam as he held the baby. And he came in the house saying, "This is your granddaddy and grandmama." And so I knew my purpose had become greater. And so the whole idea is that we're here on purpose, for a purpose, and now we have to be about that purpose. And so now is our time to pursue with passion. Not the superficial, but the supernatural. We become the miracle-minded and the miracle makers. That's where we want to be. A demonstration of the power, dominion, and authority that lives within us in the Christ that resides right in us. Can we say an affirmation? Can we say an affirmation? But this time, can we say it like we're ready to pursue with full power? We're taking that BMW out of the driveway. We're taking ourselves out of the park. And we're moving forward. Each one of you is $1 million car. So let's drive forward. Can we say this affirmation? I am aligned. I'm in pursuit. This time I want to make it personal. When we say the I want you to just touch your chest. I am aligned. I am anointed. I am in pursuit. What God has placed in me is greater than what's behind me. I release doubt. I reject delay. I resist defeat. And I respond with faith. I will think higher. I will move bolder. I will live stronger. I'll prove it in this month, next month, every month, until purpose pours from me completely. And it is so. And so let it be. I'm in pursuit, and I'll pursue. I was getting ready to say something. I'm going to prove it to you. But I'm going to prove it to myself. I want to prove it to myself that I'm the person that I think I am. And so that means you're going to elevate your self-concept. That means that what I think I am, I am. So this time, I'm going to prove myself right about me. Can we do that? For once in my life, I've decided that I'm not going to prove you right about me. I'm going to prove myself right about myself. And I believe I can do more, I can be more, and I can have more. And so it is. Renaissance Union, I love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. Thanks for having me this morning. God bless you.